everybody. Welcome. I'm glad to see everybody here. Oh, man, what a day. Did you guys enjoy the game night last night? Oh, I'm wondering what's up with my lights. This light over here is none. Give me 2 secs. That was the issue. That was it. Also, the Xenacam wasn't working when I tried to go live, so let's see if we can get that to start working now. I unplugged it and plugged it back in, which I hear is what you're supposed to do. It is working now. There she is. Hey, Xena. Xena, you live? Come to your spot. There's my beautiful co-host. She's a good girl. I'm glad to see everybody here. Good. Ron, good to see you. Hopefully next time we do that game night, you're able to join us. Parson, I had so much fun last night hanging out. You definitely need to come back. Ancient Chart Music and Art, welcome to the show. I expect to see you and Patrick, who just came in, playing the game with us next time. I love hanging out and playing board games. I'm kind of a nerd like that. Like, my idea of a fun time is like hanging out with friends, like around my dining room table or somebody's dining room table. It doesn't have to be mine. And just playing like categories or rummy tiles or something like that. It's always a fun time. We have lots of laughs usually. I didn't have any alcohol because I was on air and I had to click the buttons. But when I'm hanging out at my house playing board games, sometimes I'll have a little mixed drink or something like that every once in a while. Not too often. Tell me how the audio sounds. For some reason, my good mic kept messing up the last couple of days, so I switched it out with my backup mic. And hopefully it sounds okay. It's kind of weird. I don't think I've ever used this mic before. I mean, except as a backup. I bought it when Steven was coming to my house to talk, to do that interview about January 6th. And I had an in-person guest and I'm like, oh, geez, what am I going to do? I don't have a second microphone. Before that, we were sharing a microphone. So thanks, Society Red. Society Red says the audio sounds good. So today, have you guys heard of Kai the I'm never going to get it. Kai the Hatchet Wielding Hitchhiker. It was a viral video from 2013. And when I started looking into this, there's way more to this story than just he hit somebody with a hatchet. First things first, let me pull up the little short that I did. A lot of times, a couple of days before I do a stream, I will put a short out to kind of give people a little preview of what's coming up. So let's get that going. This is the little preview.
Grabbed the bag, I threw it over by that pole right there, and then fucking Buddy gets out, and these two women are trying to help him. He runs up and he grabs one of them, man. Like a guy that big can snap a woman's neck like a pencil stick. So I fucking ran up behind him with a hatchet, smash. Yeah.
The lady said you saved her life.
She was the one who got grabbed by that fucker. You know what? Fuck is cool. That guy ain't.
So that's the preview of what's coming up today on the Katie Said True Crime channel. I thought that was it. Like that's the story. This guy was kind of a internet star for a short period of time, and that's it. End of story. That's not the end of the story, guys. The story is, well, I can tell you it's like 15 pages of notes I did this afternoon is how much the story is. And I did find last night, when I play one of these videos, I will find this podcast that I listened to of this person who wrote a book about Kai. I wish I would have found it earlier because I would have read the book. you guys know a lot of times I will read entire books. I did that with the Brock Turner case. The victim in that case wrote a book that I read before I did the stream. I may read that book and do a follow-up to this case. I see that Ron did feed Xena. Snack time for Xena. Thank you so much, Ron. I appreciate it. Every little bit helps. We're going to figure out our microphone situation and the Xenacam situation. I don't know if you guys see it on your end, but I can see it like flashing, blinking out, and then every once in a while it just stops working for no reason. Don't know why. Hey, Xena. Xena? Do you want a cookie? It's from Ron. Come over here and sit. Do a sit. Let me move the chat so you guys can see her beautiful fur. There she is. Her with her one crooked ear. She's just adorable. Do a high five. Oh, yeah, that's a good high five. Can you do a touch? Do touch. There you go. Do a shake. There you go. Do it this hand. No, do other hand. Other hand. There you go. Good girl. She appreciates that very, very much. Oh, News Now Enemy's telling me my camera flashes sometimes as well. I'm not an expert, guys. Definitely not an expert. So Kai was actually, let me tell you this quote from Kai before we get started. This is a quote from Kai. Before I say anything else, I want to say no matter what you've done, you deserve respect. Even if you make mistakes, you're lovable. It doesn't matter your looks, skills, age, or size, or anything. You're worthwhile. No one can ever take that away from you. That gets you right in the feels, doesn't it? It did me. It did me. A lot of times when you're presented with a large stage, the biggest audience you'll ever have in your life, you don't know what to say. You can't find the words. And these are the words that Kai found to give to the world. I just think it's a beautiful quote. So Kai was born Caleb Lawrence McGilvery. And he was actually from Canada. He was born in Alberta, Canada, in Edmonton on September 3rd, 1988. His parents, Gil and Shirley, divorced when Kai was just 4 years old. Kai had one brother named Josh. So when Gil and Shirley got divorced, Shirley got custody. Gil had supervised visits with his two sons, and he would take them for like different outings, air shows, go-karting, stuff like that. Motorcycle races is one of the things I saw. Kai's father claims that the only reason that he lost custody is because on the way to one of the hearings, the custody hearings, his car broke down and he was a no-show for the hearing. I don't know if that's true or not. From what I can tell, Kai's parents, neither one of them were great parents. I mean, I can't speak to the fact if they're good people or not, but they weren't good parents, we'll put it that way. Shirley could not handle Kai. She would lock him up in his room for up to 20 hours a day. Now, a childhood should not be jail. 20 hours a day is a little crazy, in my opinion. A lot of people, like you'll see people talking about it and they're like, oh, well, this is just, it's got to be, it's got to be, he's got to be exaggerating 20 hours a day. But no, his cousin actually verified this. So his Shirley denies that this ever happened, and this is how she denies it, right? She's like, I didn't lock him in his room. What I did was I locked him in his room, but just overnight, because he was just so much to handle that if he woke up before me, I didn't want him hurting himself by getting out his room. So her excuse is I didn't lock him in his room, but the reason I locked him in his room was A, B, and C, which is just crazy. So nobody denies that he was locked in his room. Now, the up to 20 hours a day is debatable, but like I said, his cousin said that when he would go and visit his Aunt Shirley and Kai and Josh, that Aunt Shirley would try to lock the cousin in the room as well. So I'm kind of believing this story is what I'm saying. Now, Kai did have emotional and psychiatric issues starting from his very, very early childhood. He was considered like out of control. He was one of those out of control kids. He would, people who knew him back then, his parents described him as adventuresome, a troublemaker. He was always pushing boundaries. He would have outbursts that I don't know if he couldn't control them. If he may have been one of those kids, and I'm never an advocate for kids being on drugs like this, but he may have been one of the kids that really should have been on some sort of Ritalin or something along those lines. When Kai was 11, he was placed. Both of his parents lost custody completely. One of the quotes from his dad was, "He was a normal kid." He was not a normal kid. He would swear and cuss and stuff like that. And his dad said he tried to nip that in the bud, which I think means that he beat him. Unconfirmed, by the way. But what is confirmed is that both of his parents lost custody when Kai was 11 years old, and he was placed into the care of social services. He was placed into a treatment home known as Bosco homes. And I did not know what Bosco homes were, so I did look it up. And what it says here is that the John Bosco Child and Family Services Foundation, also known as the Bosco Foundation, provides rental facilities to select organizations and agencies concerned with the welfare of vulnerable children, youth, and adults. So it looks like they were just some sort of like charity nonprofit organization in Canada that would do services, those sort of services. When Kai was 13 years old, so from 11 to 13, he was in this Bosco home facility. While he was there, he was abused both sexually and physically. Now, I did hear rumors that his dad sexually abused him as well, but that is completely unconfirmed. And I almost didn't want to mention it because I'm not sure. It's just one of those one-offs I heard while doing my research, and it wasn't something that was like... It wasn't something that was like in every single podcast or every single thing I read. It was a one-off sort of thing. So I'm not sure if he was sexually abused at home with his parents. I know he was physically abused and locked in a room. And his parents, it was so bad that his parents lost custody. But so at this Bosco home, he was sexually abused and hit, like beaten physically. So he left that place when he was 13 years old. So really tough upbringing so far, right? From the age of 13 to 15, Kai would, by the way, I did say at the beginning that his name was Caleb, but he goes by Kai. So I'm going to respect that that's the name that he chose and that's what he goes by. So we're calling him Kai for the rest of the thing. From the ages of 13 to 15, Kai would live with foster parents that were assigned to him. This was the first stable, non-abusive living situation that Kai had ever experienced, like literally in his whole life. So just from the ages of 13 to 15, he had good parents, good foster parents that loved him and treated him with kindness and didn't sexually or physically abuse him. Once Kai was 15, he left his foster parents. He went on to complete high school. He did some college courses too. He picked up some very adventurous hobbies. So his adventurous side from his childhood carried on over to his late teenage and adulthood years. He took flying lessons. He took up surfing, skateboarding, and he loved to travel. He also learned to play the guitar in this time period. Kai was registered as a member of the First Nations in Canada. And during this time period, he would travel around to like different Indian reservations and explore his culture, because where he grew up, he grew up as white, I guess, and he didn't really have a connection to that part of his DNA, his background. So he went to different Indian reservations to sort of learn more about the culture, which I appreciate. I kind of want to go to Germany to learn more about my culture. So I kind of get that pull to want to explore your heritage. So here's where Kai goes viral. On February 2nd, 2013. This is the part I'm sure that all of you have seen or heard about. So this is February 2nd, 2013 in Fresno, California. Kai was hitchhiking near Fresno. This is the intersection where that famous video was taken in Fresno. And you can see when we watch the little interview, you'll see this house with the red roof in the background. So I'm assuming the interview took place right around here on this corner, or maybe this corner back here. But this house right here, you'll see in the background. So Kai was hitchhiking and he was picked up by a man named Jet Simmons McBride. Now, this is Jet Simmons McBride. Can I tell you that there's not a single person in this story that I'm on their side? Like, this is one of those stories where everyone sucks. Even Kai, really. Although he kind of has an excuse with all the abuse and stuff like that, but there is aspects, I guess this is true with everybody in the world, there's aspects of them that really kind of suck. There's also aspects of every single person that are good, because we are all made in the image of God, right? But in this story, we're just talking about the bad stuff, I guess. We do that a lot around here. That's kind of what we do. We talk about the bad stuff. So Jet Simmons McBride was a large man weighing in about 300 pounds. And so he picks up Kai hitchhiking, and he gives Kai $40 to buy marijuana. And the two of them smoke pot together. They strike up a conversation, as one does when smoking pot with a new friend, just telling each other about their backgrounds, their lives, interesting little tidbits, interesting stories. This is where it takes kind of a turn. Jet confessed to Kai that when he was 30 years old, he was on a business trip in the Virgin Islands. Where he had raped a 14-year-old girl while visiting the Virgin Islands on a business trip. Can we just talk about Jeffrey Epstein for a second? Was he on Epstein Island? When I heard this, I thought to myself, like, is that all they do in the Virgin Islands? I've been to the Virgin Islands on vacation. I don't remember any child rape, but that's all that we talk about with the Virgin Islands these days is child rape. There's a whole island dedicated to it, apparently. Jet then told Kai, this is a quote, "I've come to realize that I'm Jesus Christ and I can do anything I fucking want to." Then Jet drove his car into utility workers, pinning Rayshawn Neely between a car and a Pacific Gas and Electric Company bucket truck. And this happened right on the corner of Marks Avenue and McKinley Avenue in Fresno. Bystanders jump in, try to help Rayshawn Neely, who's now pinned in between a car and a truck. And so this bystander, one of their names is Tanya Baker, and she's trying to help this utility worker. And Jet jumps out of the car, bear hugs her and is like trying to squeeze her to death, like as hard as he can, like grabbing this woman and like basically attacking Tanya Baker. This is the point where Kai sees what's happening. He springs into action. First, he hits McBride with his fists. No effect on this guy, who was obviously very mentally ill, on drugs. You know, the whole slew of everything you can be is in this guy, this McBride guy right now. So the fists doing nothing. So he grabs his hatchet. He's, he's living off the land, kind of, right? He's got a giant pack with like a sleeping roll, a hatchet, this sort of stuff. So he grabs his hatchet from his pack. By the way, I have the hatchet. I went out to the garage and got the hatchet just to show you guys. Got the hatchet. He springs into action, grabs the hatchet. He hits him with the blunt side of the hatchet twice. Smash, smash. Then I have to be very careful because I just sharpened this hatchet. And I forgot to put the little cover. There's a little cover that goes on it. I forgot to put it. I have a habit of cutting myself with the sharp objects. If you guys know anything about me, that's just what I do. Then he flips it around, hits him one time, smash, with the sharp side of the hatchet. Put the hatchet away. Put that away. I don't want to hurt myself. Now, WMPH sports reporter Jessup Resbeck was called to the scene because all of their regular, like, on-the-ground reporters were busy on other things. So this sports reporter's like, really? You have to, like, I have to go to the scene of, like, an accident attack? Like, at the time, I don't think they realized it was an attack. They thought it was just an accident where a utility worker got pinned or whatever. He probably kind of rolled his eyes and went out to the scene. And Kai agrees to do an interview with him. This is where stuff like gets kind of crazy. I'm going to play that interview, the uncut version. He does this interview and uploads it to YouTube uncut the very next day. And this is the point where Kai's life changed.
I'm one of the heroes.
Yeah. Can we talk to you? Do you mind?
What do you want to talk about?
What happened today?
Well, went straight out of Dogtown, skateboarding, surfing it up. Before I say anything else, I want to say no matter what you've done, you deserve respect. Even if you make mistakes, you're lovable. And it doesn't matter your look, skills, or age, or size, or anything, you're worthwhile. No one can ever take that away from you. Now, this stuff right here, I was driving and I was in the passenger side of this fucker's car, and he comes over on there. He was over by the recycling center. He says, "Oh, when I was in the Virgin Islands, 30 years old on a business trip, I fucked this 14-year-old." I was like, "You what?" He's like, "I raped this 14-year-old." Starts crying, gives me a big hug. He's like, "Fucking 300-pound guy." I'm like, "Oh shit, you must be fuckered, man. Like, what's he talking about?" I didn't take him seriously at first. Comes driving down this way. He's like, "You know what? I come to realize I'm Jesus Christ, and I can do anything I fucking want to." And watch this, bam, and he smashed into this fucking guy right there, pinned him in between that fucking truck. And so I hop out, I look over, the guy's pinned there. I mean, like, freight train riders know this. Like, if you get pinned between something, do not fucking move that shit, otherwise you bleed out. Like, motherfucking, I ran in, I grabbed the keys, he's fucking sitting there like nothing even happened. And like, fucking, like, man, if you started driving that car around again, man, there would have been a hell of a lot of bodies around here. Fucking, I hop on out, and so I grabbed the bag, I threw it over by that pole right there, and then fucking buddy gets out, and these two women are trying to help him. He runs up and he grabs one of them, man. Like, a guy that big can snap a woman's neck like a pencil stick. So I fucking ran up behind him with a hatchet, smash, smash, smash. Yeah.
The lady said you saved her life.
She was the one who got grabbed by that fucker. You know what? Fuck is cool. That guy ain't. Shit.
How'd you get in his car? How did you?
I was hitchhiking. Good thing I was hitchhiking. Yeah, people say don't hitchhike. Well, this is what happens. Well, at least I was here.
So he did this on purpose.
Dude, that guy was fucking cooked out, man. Like, he's beyond howley. Like, I don't even see any breath in him. You know what I'm saying?
Can I get your name and where you're from, if you don't mind?
I'm Kai.
Kai, can I get spelling for you?
Straight out of Dogtown, Kai.
K-A-I. Do you have a last name?
No, bro, I don't have anything.
Where are you from originally? Are you from Fresno area?
Sophia, West Virginia.
No kidding. How old are you?
I can't call it.
Okay. What have you ever experienced anything like today? And what made you take the actions that you did?
That woman was in danger. He just finished what looked like at the time killing somebody, and if I hadn't have done that, he would have killed more people.
It's kind of crazy to me that you see the switch from his like personality, like his smash personality, to this part right here. It's like a switch went off in his head where he becomes kind of like completely normal for a minute. I just wanted to point that out.
So he's dead. Good.
You ever experienced anything like that, Kai?
Well, this one time I was in an orchard and this fucking guy starts beating on this woman who he calls his. So I walked on over and I started smashing him in the head. You see all these teeth marks right here for the camera? Yeah, I started smashing him in the head and in the teeth, busted out all his teeth. Motherfucking the sheriffs, not the policy enforcers, fucking show up and start like they're like, yeah, so what happened? I mean, like, just give me any old.
Have you guys ever heard the term policy enforcers before to refer to police? I had never heard that before. So I'm just curious if this is a thing that he just made up or if this is a saying that people have used before.
Old name and just give me old fucking birthday, whatever, just. Yeah.
What happened today after you're obviously free now, but were you arrested? What was the process? What did they do to you when they came out? Obviously, they found out that you did the right thing, but the time that from the accident until now, where have you been?
Well, he started following I. Like, I cleaned his motherfucking head wide open with a hatchet. He stood up like he was pulled right up, right? And like, fuck it, I'm like, bro, if you're fucking Jesus Christ, I'll be the Antichrist, man. Like, fuck that shit. And he starts following me off this way, so I figure I'll lure him away from the crowd. So I'm running off this way. I got a hatchet in one hand, motherfucking this bag I'm carrying over with another hand. I start running off that way. And so a couple of the people who was bystanders to it came over and told me to stop. And I was like, why stop? And they're like, the cops are already on their way. I was like, is he back up and doing anything? And somebody said that he was like masturbating in front of this school or fucking whatever this place is right here. Yeah.
Were you questioned by police? Were you taken into custody? What happened? I mean, obviously.
I was questioned. I was put into the back of the sheriff's wagon. It wasn't the policies that fucking pulled I over. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, I got put in the back of the sheriff's wagon. The sheriff was like, "What happened here?" Took down a statement. I told him everything I just told you, and fucking let me on out. Said I couldn't grab all this stuff until I had finished, like they had finished with something. You know what I mean? And like brought me back on over here so I could be in front of this thing, like this fucking car right here. This is fucking gnarly, man. Holy shit! It's like the biggest wave I've ever ridden in my life.
What's next for you, Kai?
Hopefully some surfing. If anybody's watching this somewhere else and they got a mini Mal that they could lend a guy with a wetsuit, I'd love to test out Mavericks.
Would you do it again?
Club him in the head with a hatchet? You know, if I could go back in time, I'd go back over to where I was at that recycling center and he said that he had raped that chick over in the Virgin Islands, because it doesn't matter where you at. You can fucking just spend a bunch of money and do whatever the fuck you want, you know? That's not right. If I could go back in time, I would have dabbed him up right there.
No, you're not. I mean, it doesn't seem like you have any concern for yourself. You're all about, I mean, doing the right thing and not even worrying about Kai first.
I don't have any family. Like, as far as anybody I grew up with is concerned, I'm already dead. So, whatever.
So that's Kai, the hatchet-wielding hitchhiker. What do you guys think? Like, just seeing that, do you remember, like, first question, do you remember seeing this or any of the viral videos that subsequently came out. Do you remember seeing it at the time in 2013? Were you online in 2000? Like a lot of people didn't get like being online and being online, two totally different things. So, were you online enough to have seen this at the time? I remember it, but I remember it from the song that came out. They do those remix songs. The I forget the name of the channel, but I have it pulled up because I'm going to play it for you in a minute. The Showmoyo channel did one of those remix songs about it, and that's where I remember first seeing it. So Major Victory was online, but not as much as I was online as well, just not online like I am now. Now I'm very online. Ivan, nice to see you. I'm not sure that I've seen you here before, but welcome, and I'm glad you could make it today. How did you I'm always curious. How did you find us, Ivan? Is it from another person's channel or was it from like the short that I did? I wonder if those shorts even help where I put out the short before I cover something. I don't even know if they help at all, but it'd be good to know, right? Maybe a comment section. I am big on comment sections. Number 2 just dropped the Rumble link in the chat. Definitely go sub over there just because if I'm ever disappear from YouTube, that's where you'll find me. So Jesse Reisbeck was called to the scene. He did this interview. Turned out it changed Jessup's life as well because his story became kind of intertwined with Kai's story from this point forward, from this one that we just saw forward. So Reisbeck uploaded the uncut interview to YouTube the next day. That's what we just watched. As of today, that video has 8.3 million views. And the KMPH's YouTube channel also has this up. Has 4.2 million. So that's just the original uncut version of it. Has that many views. And not to mention all of these subsequent uploads, like I just played it, so you all saw it. All of the supercuts of it, things like that. Kai was propelled to stardom overnight when the I'm not going to pronounce this Showmoyo channel did the remix of it. That's a fun let's put that on the screen for you. If you don't remember Kai the hatchet wielding hitchhiker, you may remember cuts of this song right here that was done.
Into a man claiming he's Jesus plows his car into a PG&E worker, pinning him against his truck. The man's passenger comes to the rescue.
People say don't hitchhike. Well, good thing I was hitchhiking. That one was in danger. So I ran up behind him with a hatchet. Smash, smash, smash. Yeah, yeah. If he started driving that car again, there'd be a hell of a lot of bodies around here. Dude, that guy.
Next time I'm on Hezekiah's show, if we do a happy dance, I'm gonna do the smash, smash, smash dance for sure. And if you're there and you see it, you need to call it out and let me know. Shamoyoho. Thank you for the pronunciation guide, Surrender Monkey. I have trouble pronouncing things. Shamohoyo. Okay, so point being, next time I'm on Hezekiah's channel, I'm going to smash, smash, smash during the happy dance. And I want you guys who are here right now to let me know in Hezekiah's chat that that's what it's from. That'll be a fun little Easter egg. All right.
I was fucking cooped out, he can snap a woman's neck like a pencil stick. So I started smashing in the head. Smash, smash, so mash. No matter what you've done, you deserve respect. Even if you make mistakes, you're lovable. Doesn't matter your look, skills, or age, or size, or anything. You're worthwhile. No one can ever take that away from you. You're worthwhile. No one can ever take that away from me. I was in the passenger side of this fucker's car, and he's like, you know what? I come to realize, oh Jesus Christ, I can do anything I fucking want to. Bam! He smashed into this guy right there. Two women are trying to help him. He grabs one of them. So I ran up behind him with a hatchet. Smash! 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 Yeah, yeah. And he started driving that car again. There being a hell of a lot of bodies around here. Dude, that guy was fucking cooped out. He can snap a woman's neck like a pencil stick. So I started smashing in the head. Smash! 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 No matter what you've done, you deserve respect. Even if you make mistakes, you're lovable. Doesn't matter your look, skills, or age, or size, or anything. You're worthwhile. No one can ever take that away from you. You're worthwhile. No one can ever take that away from you.
I love that part, though. You're worthwhile. Nobody can ever take that away from you. Every single person within the sound of my voice, you are worthwhile, and nobody can ever take that away from you.
You're worthwhile. No one can ever take that away from you. You're worthwhile. No one can ever take that away from you. You're worthwhile. Yeah, yeah. No one can ever take that away from you. You're worthwhile. Yeah, yeah. No one can ever take that away from you.
So that's the song. That's, I think, what propelled him to stardom, is that channel did a remix. I would definitely recommend checking out that channel and going back in their history to around that time period between like 2011, say, and 2015. There are so many major news stories where they interviewed people and they turned it into a song that are just so catchy. I think that those are the same people that did the Sitting on the Toilet song. Just different. It was the golden age of the internet, as I'd like to say. It's the golden age of the internet. Back to the story. Back to it. So not only did that make Kai a little bit famous, but the guy who interviewed him became a little bit more famous as well, right? Everybody wanted a piece of Kai, but the only person he would speak to was Jessup Riesbeck. So that's the original reporter that interviewed him. And Riesbeck convinced Kai to go on Inside Edition and also the Jimmy Kimmel show. I think the Jimmy Kimmel show was a mistake, and we'll watch a little bit of it. I'm sure they'll, have strong copyright things over there. So I just want to watch little clips of it. But they weren't laughing with Kai. They were laughing at Kai, and it was kind of gross. If you're interested in this, go after the show, go and watch the whole Jimmy Kimmel interview with Kai, and you tell me. It gave me an icky feeling, is all I'm saying. Jimmy Kimmel was not kind to Kai. He was fake kind to Kai. Before we get into that, I want to read a little bit of this article. The PG&E crew earned a life-saving award for selfless action from that day. What does brotherhood mean? Rayshawn Neely knows. It means I'm going to look out for you. I'm not going to look. Rayshawn was the guy who was pinned, by the way. I'm not just going to look after your well-being at work. I'm looking after you because you're like family to me. When Neely, a foreman at the PG&E and four-year IBEW member, was assaulted by a dangerous motorist in Fresno, his crewmates leaped to his defense. For their selfless action, Neely's union brothers were awarded the union's highest honor, the IBEW Life Saving Award. This is Neely here in the wheelchair, and these are the 4 gentlemen who were there and helped him that day. Receiving the award in person at the union's April 27th advisory council meeting were Richard Gonzalez, Steve Hacker, Nicholas Starkey, and Ken Simon. Also receiving, Nelson Perea. Also receiving the award but unable to be present were Anthony Espacio and Stan Zamora. The bizarre assault unfolded February 1st when a car crossed the center line and hit Neely, pinning him to his truck. I jumped back, said Starkey, who'd just been standing near Neely. He missed me by about a half a foot. Ken Simon, also standing near Neely, wasn't as lucky. I got hit and thrown about 10 to 15 feet, said Simon. He jumped to his feet. My adrenaline was rushing so hard, I didn't even realize I'd gotten hit. I saw Neely pinned to the bucket truck. When the driver, a huge man named Jet McBride, tried to get out, Starkey slammed the door on him and told him to stay in the car. But when Starkey turned his attention to helping Neely, who was seriously injured, the driver got out and started ranting at Neely. I heard him say, "I'm here from Jesus to come take you home," said Simon. McBride started pulling on Neely. Starkey jumped on McBride and pulled him to the ground. All the commotion began to attract attention of shoppers and an outdoor swap meet. Everyone and their mother came over, said Starkey. It was just pandemonium. McBride was on his feet, assaulting 2 women who'd come to help. A hitchhiker began slamming McBride in the head with a camp axe. People were screaming and hollering, said Starkey. Crew members wrestled McBride back to the ground. I just had to make this guy stop hurting Rayshawn, said Starkey, who was friends with Neely outside of work. IBEW members are trained how to respond to emergencies, but this was almost beyond belief. I don't know if there's any kind of training out there to prepare you for the level of craziness of the incident. You could call it instinct or courage, but Simon, like Neely, calls it something else. Family. I feel we are, as a crew, we become sort of a family. What we are doing is protecting our brother, our fellow lineman, from any harm that could come to him. I want to thank all of my brothers, said Neely after the awards presentation. This is for them. The others know that if the situation was reversed, he would do the same for them. That's what brotherhood means. We're going to take a little break right now before we get into the rest of the story because we have a new member. Mystery Girl was gifted a membership by Erica. Now, keep in mind that when you gift a membership or you make any kind of donation, Xena gets a milk bone, A. You and the person you gifted your membership to get entered into the drawing, which is here, which will take place the first episode of the new month. And new members, don't forget, you are invited to play in game night, the next game night. We just had one last night. It was super fun. It was the first one that we'd done. It all worked out way better than I had anticipated. I really thought that there would be more technical issues, but I did do testing ahead of time, and my preparedness worked out because there was no... other than the normal me talking while muted that happens every time, there were no major technical issues. I was worried about like echoing, or I wasn't sure how it was going to work using Microsoft Teams, but it did work out well. All right, Xena, it's time. Erica loves you. You ready? Sit up. You got to sit up. You got to sit up. You got to sit up. There she is. Do a high five. There you go. Do a shake. There you go. Thank you so much. We all know she's the real star of the show. We all know you're here to see Xena. I'm going to do my advertisement now since we're already stopped a little bit before we get into the rest of it. So this show is brought to you today by Xena. No, it's not brought to you by Xena. This show is brought to you today by me because nobody will sponsor this. If you would like to help out the show, you can do the Buy Me a Coffee. I'll put the little QR code there on the screen. You can also go to the merch store. The merch store is at ktz.com. That's ktz.com. If you would like to have 5% off this month, use discount code IGGY5. That's IGGY 5. At checkout, you get 5% off. That basically pretty much covers the shipping for the most part. It's all coming from different places, so there's not an exact amount for shipping, but it's usually about that much for shipping. So ktz.com, True Crime with KTZ homepage. You can get all of the things. The reason why the discount code is IGGY5 is because Stephen Ignoramus's merchandise is also on this website. You can go there and buy his merchandise, but you also can go there and buy my merchandise. So you can get the Overruled coffee mug, which is it's one of those larger mugs. It's like the 16 ounce instead of the 12 ounce because I personally like to have cream and sugar in my coffee. There are magnets, there are hats, there are Christmas ornaments. There's even a notebook. This is new, added to the store, a hardcover covered journal. So if you want to take notes during the show, if you want to try to solve crimes, you got a notebook here to do that says Overruled, True Crime with KTZ. Good stuff. We all know, like I said, you're here to see Xena. So if you would like to have a True Crime with Xena dog bowl for your fur baby, you can get one of those here too. There's also, the little scarves for the doggies. There's t-shirts that say True Crime with Xena. I'm wearing one of them right now. I personally like this shirt in the yellow, the True Crime with Xena featuring KTZ t-shirt. There's a stainless steel coffee mug. There's a wine glass, tank tops, t-shirts, sweatshirts, the hoodie, which I really like, is right here. I prefer a zip-up hoodie rather than a pullover hoodie, and that's what it looks like there. And of course, the Christmas ornament. Order today if you want to get this Christmas ornament in time for Christmas. The Christmas ornament also has a little magnet on the back, so when it's not Christmas time, you can definitely use it as a refrigerator magnet as well. I know a few of you have those at home. There are doggy t-shirts. There are. Let's go back to them. I am wearing one of them right now, the True Crime with Xena t-shirt, but I'll show you on the screen as well. Did I skip over it? There it is. They come in several different colors. If you like red, if you like blue, whatever color you want. I think it looks nice in the red and also the yellow, but that's just me. Some people are like to have the darker colors, so you can get it in the gray. These are all unisex t-shirts, even though the models are, I just picked different models for different things, obviously. But these t-shirts are all unisex t-shirts. They will run you $22.50. And I think they're wonderful. I always make sure all of the t-shirts that are on my website are that super soft material. Oh, t-shirts for the dogs. No, I don't have any t-shirts for the dogs. I don't. Yo Mama is wearing her True Crime with Xena t-shirt right now as well. So we're matchy-matchy today. There is a link. It's ktz.com. KatyZ.com. The link is in the description, and I will also throw it right up here on the screen. KatyZ.com. Pretty easy to remember, that website. KatyZ.com. KatyZ.com. Don't forget, it's KatyZ.com. I have a QR code too, I'll put up there. I just switched out the QR code to the merch store. We'll leave the QR code for the merch store up there a little bit. So if you guys want to take a look at that stuff. Okay. One more thing while we're doing our advertisement. I know I've said this before, but if anybody donates while we're live, Xena does get a milk bone. She likes that. We're trying to fatten this dog up. She lost 20 pounds last year. We need to fatten her up a little bit. She agrees. She'd like to be fattened up. You also get entered into the drawing. I put your name in the drawing. Anybody who donates or contributes to the show at all, whether it is that you come up on air, if you call in, if you any contribution, not necessarily monetarily contribution at all, but monetarily does help because we need a new Xena cam, and something's up with my mic too. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Thank you very much for listening to my commercial. We'll get back to it. Let's take this stuff off of the screen. And we'll get back to this show. I'll leave that QR code for the merch store up in case somebody wants to get any of the merchandise. It usually takes about a week to arrive, so keep that in mind. We're getting to the middle of December, so you want to get those orders in for Christmas now. So like I was saying, Kai was convinced to go on Inside Edition, and as well as the Jimmy Kimmel Show. Let's take a look at the Inside Edition piece real quick first. Maybe with sound.
He was a viral sensation.
Ran up behind him with a hatchet. Smash, smash, smash.
He was a viral sensation.
I'm Kai.
Kai, can I get spelling for you, buddy?
Straight out of Dogtown, Kai.
Known as Kai the Hitchhiker, the Canadian drifter. This is the TV interview that got him noticed in 2013. He was the hero, coming to the aid of a woman being assaulted.
What made you take the actions that you did?
That woman was in danger.
His notoriety led to an appearance on the Jimmy Kimmel Show.
What do people say to you when they see you?
They say, hey, you're Kai.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm Steven.
Pleasure to meet you. Steven.
And this is Kai today. His appearance is much different. Notice the elaborate tattoo on the side of his face.
All right. My name is Kai. Kai, straight out of Dogtown.
This interview is taking place in prison. He's a convicted killer, and this is the first time he's speaking out since his conviction.
This situation is hell.
Spoiler alert, by the way. A little spoiler alert. We're going to get into that here in a second.
How did he end up here? 3 months after he appeared on Jimmy Kimmel, Kai hitchhiked across the country and wound up in New York's Times Square, where he met 74-year-old lawyer.
All right, we're not going to I'm not going to play that part because I want to tell you about it. But I am going to play a little bit of the Jimmy Kimmel appearance, and we're going to skip around in this one because I don't want to get copyrighted.
It tastes courtesy of KMPH, the local Fox affiliate in Fresno.
A man claiming he's Jesus plows his car into a PG&E worker, pinning him against his truck because the worker was black. The man's passenger, who had a hatchet, and innocent bystanders come to the rescue.
Comes driving down this way. He's like, you know what? I come to realize I'm Jesus Christ and I can do anything I want to. And watch this, bam! And he smashed into the guy right there, pinned him in between that truck.
Homeless hitchhiker Kai was in the passenger seat of the Oldsmobile when this all went down.
And these two women are trying to help him. He runs up and he grabs one of them, man. Like a guy that big can snap a woman's neck like a pencil stick. So right up behind him with a hatchet. Smash, smash, smash. Yeah.
You know, you
Hilarious, Jimmy Kimmel. Freaking hilarious. What I did want to skip around to is this part where he's basically making fun of Kai.
For a couple days a week because we're short a couple people, and look what happens, man.
This is a little tidbit from that. Remember I said the news reporter also became a little famous? This is the news reporter. He was a sports guy. He was a sports reporter and got called to the scene.
The sports reporter for the station, right?
Yeah, eight years of sports anchoring and reporter. I've been on a news beat for a couple days a week because we're short a couple people, and look what happens, man.
And why were you out there? Just because you were shorthanded, you had to go out and do this?
Yeah, they trusted me to get the story, and I did my best.
What was going through your head when you were interviewing Kai?
To keep him talking, for one, because he was spitting out pure gold, as you can tell.
Right.
And the other was to, get the story, because it was a crazy scene out there. So I wanted to keep him talking, but as well as gather the facts and also stay unharmed, really, because you didn't know what was. Seriously, you didn't know what was going on in his head at that time.
He just explained to you that he hit a guy with a hatchet 3 times.
Exactly.
And at this point, do you just retire from journalism? I mean, really, there's nowhere to go from here, is there?
Is that an offer? Is that an offer? No. I love what I do, and I hope to keep doing it.
Well.
So this is not the part of the interview that gave me the bad feelings. It's this part here. They do a little skit with Kai.
Hello and welcome back. Minnie Kaling, Carl Ryder, and music from Family of the Year on the way. I'm in my car right now. Before we get to that, I'm about to pick up a very special hitchhiker. Ladies and gentlemen, please say hi to Kai. Kai, jump in the car. Not on the car, in the car. I don't know if the car can hold your weight, Kai. All right, there we go.
Keep your eye on the road, man. Keep your eye on the road. Holy
well, welcome, Kai. Welcome. How are you?
Excellent. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, thank you. You know, a lot of people are calling you a hero because you thwarted that crazy guy, right?
Well, there's not so much difference between him and who they sell as Jesus anyways, is there?
Well, I don't know. I didn't...
Boo, Kai. Don't like that. Don't like that. Also, I don't like the way Jimmy Kimmel talks to him here.
I haven't met him. Did he have a beard?
No. No. He's a fat, rich white guy.
Now, you obviously millions of people have seen this video on
fat, rich people. No, fat, white people. Yeah.
Yes, you're sitting next to one. You become very famous now from YouTube, haven't you? I mean, people are recognizing you.
Yep.
What do people say to you when they see you?
They say, "Hey, you're Kai. You're that dude with the hatchet." I'm like, not anymore. Took it from me. I was trying to build this really cool ass treehouse with willow hoops, and I was gonna make a dream catcher out of it and put wood planks on the floor.
Right.
Like, Kai is obviously a little mentally unstable, as we knew from his childhood that we just went over. He does have some psychiatric issues, and the fact that Jimmy Kimmel is just basically for 11 minutes making fun of him, not great.
And then have another little hoop above with the chains dangling down beneath that one, tied up to a tree so I could drape tarps across that.
Right.
And then on the inside, have some bed sheets with some moss in there for insulation. Then you can put a crab trap there and the inside of a hot water tank heater.
Right.
Yeah. You can burn some wood in there. That would be really awesome to go surfing like
And you were going to do all that with a hatchet? What, is this some magic hatchet that you have that you wave and contractors appear?
No, I'm just a badass.
Amazingly enough, Jimmy Kimmel, people can make stuff. They can do stuff. It's crazy. So at the end, that's basically the part I wanted to show you. But I wanted to show you at the end, Jimmy does give him a gift, which he had mentioned in that interview we watched a minute ago. I just realized that I'm not on the screen at all. I'm talking over here with my hands. I'm not even on there. So in that interview, he had mentioned that he was looking to borrow a surfboard from somebody.
I was a big PETA activist.
Let's step outside the car for 1 second because I don't know if you're going to give this away immediately, but we have something for you.
I don't know if you're going to give this away immediately. So he's basically saying, we're going to give you this very expensive stuff, and I think you're going to sell it immediately and not appreciate it. is what I got from that. What did you guys get from that?
There he goes. The Minnie Mouse surfboard and the wetsuit. Do with it as you will. If you choose to give it away, then so be it. You all right, Kai? All right. Kai the Hitchhiker, everybody. Thanks, guys. And thanks for not killing me with a hatchet.
Thanks for not killing me with a hatchet, he says. I don't like Jimmy Kimmel. Can you tell? I'm not a fan of Jimmy Kimmel. Oh, man. Back to the story. Back to it. So a little bit after this, like basically everyone wanted a piece of Kai. There was people who were like producers of reality TV shows. They wanted to put him on TV and basically make fun of him. And he turned all of this down and he went back to his nomad lifestyle. He leaves Jimmy Kimmel with his surfboard and his wetsuit, and he ended up going on and doing another interview with Riesbeck before he left California. So he ends up going up to like the San Francisco area, and Resnick tracks him down in San Francisco and does this interview with him as well.
All know of Kai, the hatchet-wielding hitchhiker.
But no one really knows Kai, the hatchet-wielding hitchhiker, until now. All those questions about the world's latest hero are put to rest by KMPH News anchor Jessup Riesbeck in another story you'll only see here on KMPH News.
Ran up behind him with a hatchet. Smash, smash, smash.
That is how the world has come to know Kai, the hatchet-wielding hitchhiker turned internet sensation.
That vibration, bro. You know, it's being a part of everything. Like when I say I'm from Sophia.
Where are you from originally? Are you from Fresno area?
Sophia, West Virginia. Notice that little punctuation there?
Kai's real name is Caleb Lawrence, but since the age of 14, he's been known as Kai. He was born in Western Canada, not West Virginia.
West Virginia.
In 1988, he's 24 years old.
I was pretty much raised by the TV. I was a latchkey kid, and I was hanging around in the ghettos and places where I grew up when I was only like 7 and 8, wandering around with no support, nobody around to help me out. And
every time. This is the part of Kai's story that really kind of tugs at my heartstrings. The fact that not only was he abused as a child, he had no love. He felt no love as a child. He had no one supporting him as a child. He raised himself, and as a child, you need to feel that love. You need to feel that support. You need to feel, you need to be able to feel love as a child in order to give love as an adult, in my opinion.
there's a lot of bad stuff that happened to me.
And that's why he doesn't expose his personal information accurately often. Much of his past is darker and more gut-wrenching than you can imagine. Stuff that we can't put on air.
I wanted to get out of there. I wanted to run away. And I kept telling people, and people would always take her side, or they'd always take their side, and they'd be like, you got to keep the family together. You got to keep the family together. And I was trapped in there.
Kai is anything but trapped now. The most free spirit you will find. He says he has a high school diploma and even did a year at a university.
Je parle en français aussi, mais je ne parle pas avec l'américaine.
He speaks 3 languages, and his far-out beliefs to
All
most
this metal inside the earth is like a car battery.
have helped him get through the darkest of times.
All these scars are healed, and there's still scars.
Like, the emotional scars never heal. And especially for Kai, since he never had that, um, like emotional scars can heal, but with help from a professional. And Kai never had that opportunity because he was never in a situation where he was given the opportunity to heal.
You know, I don't want to go back to being a certain way. This inner child that I've guarded this whole life is still right here and intact. And I love this inner child very much. I respect this inner child. I value this inner child. And I am the dad that I always wanted. I go out camping all the time. I'm good to people. You know, I don't judge myself for what I do. I ask myself for the reasons behind it. This right here, you know, is still intact. And I get to talk to this little child and be like, you know what? It's not your fault. It wasn't you that is responsible for them getting divorced. It's not you that was responsible for all that molestation. It wasn't you that was responsible for all that. You just had to take the fall. And now that I'm older, I can say that.
That fall has turned into a skyrocket of fame. Something you can bet, though, won't change this home-free guy.
We'll see that it did. It did change him.
I'm gonna just be Kai any way it goes. Obviously, I was put in this situation for a reason. I would hope, I do hope that people don't become obsessed about this, because there's still so much more that we can do.
Did Kai save lives that Friday in Fresno? I guess we'll never really know.
Yeah.
But a guy who, in the eyes of society,
He obviously did. That man, Jet, whatever his name was, McBride, was definitely going to kill people that day. He did save lives for sure. Beam me up, Scotty. Yes, this story, his whole story is very tragic.
has nothing, risked everything to try. And that is why much of the world considers him a hero.
Feel strongly about yourself, because it's just an echo of what's inside of you.
Jessup Reisbeck, KMPH News.
Thanks, Jessup. Thank you very much. Zena's about to get another couple of milk bones. One of them being from Big Bork Little Bite. Big Bork, there was a question on the we did the game night last night. I thought of you. I actually think I mentioned you last night doing the game night, because there was a question that had like big like little dog big bite or something along those lines in one of the questions that we read in that game, and it reminded me of your screen name, and I was saying hopefully next time you can join us for game night. That was fun. The other one is from Erica, donated a membership as well, and that went to Jam and Jet. Jam and Jet, that means next month when we do the game night, you can play. We will look out for that. Whenever I do the game night, I will have the link for the members to join in the community page under the members only tab. The link will be in there the day, like earlier in the day that day, and you can come and join us playing the game. Zena, I have a surprise for you. You'll never guess what just happened. She knows. Wake up, girl. It's time. Do I just give it to you? Do a little smooch. Thank you. Do a shake. Do a shake with this hand. This one. There you go. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it more than you know. Oh, she wants to come say hi over here. All right, come say hi over here. Come on. Come on. Say hi. She is my sunshine. She is. Look, I have your t-shirt on, Zena. I have your t-shirt on. Say hi to the people. Say hi to the people. She gave the microphone kisses just for you guys. Those were kisses for you. All right, hop. Thank you. Maybe one day we'll do a meetup, like an in-person meetup, and I will bring Xena with so you guys can meet Xena. She's got a very boopable nose. What are you sniffing over there for? She's like, I know where the treats are. Come here. Come here. I gotta boop your nose. We're doing boop, 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 boop. All right, hop. Thank you. All right, get in your spot. She's back in her spot. She knows what's up. So Kai ends up hitchhiking all the way to New York from California. During this time, he had that little bit of fame from that, music thing, and then also from just all of these the things that I just played, the Inside Edition, the Jimmy Kimmel. He literally viral on the internet. People knew who Kai was, and he was recognizable, right? He got a face tattoo in this time period. He found the kindness from strangers was overwhelming at this time. So not only were people just giving him stuff, people were allowing him to stay at their house, like just total strangers saying, yeah, come stay with you. Have nowhere to sleep tonight? Come stay with me. Giving him rides that were even out of their way. He's like, I'm trying to get to New York. Like this is the next stop that I need to get to in Wichita or wherever, and people would go out of their way to drive him to Wichita or wherever his next stop was, and this became a reality for him where people were just very loving and giving and helping him. He became used to this sort of lifestyle. Here's where the issue happens. On May 11th, so just a few months after the whole smash happened, he's in Times Square, May 11, 2013, and Kai was approached by a man named Joseph Gaffey. Now, Joseph didn't know who Kai was. Joseph thought that Kai was just a random homeless kid. And Kai thought Joseph knew him, and that's why he was inviting him to stay at his house. Now, Joseph Gaffey was an attorney from New Jersey. He was born on October 15th, 1939. He held a significant position as one of the partners at the law firm Kochanski, Barron, and Gaffey. He was also a veteran of the U.S. Army. He was in the Army from 1965 to 1970, so 5 years. Here, I forgot a part. I wanted to let you guys know before we get to him hitchhiking. McBride was actually his whole thing. The attempted murder charge. He was charged with like some sort of assault and convicted, but the attempted murder charge, he was found not guilty by reason of insanity. So he really was crazy. I didn't just say he was crazy. He really was crazy, found by a court of law. And so he's not still in, I mean, he might be for something else, but for this, he's not still in jail because he was only convicted of the much smaller charges. This is McAfee, who we were just talking about. Joseph McAfee. He was a lawyer, and I guess I can't make that picture bigger. McAfee finds Kai in Times Square. They go over to the Port Authority because he offers to buy Kai a train ticket to New Jersey. And he's like, oh, you're going to New Jersey. I'll drive you, or wherever he was going. I'll drive you to New Jersey. You can catch the train from there. But they go into, I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. almost didn't catch that in time. Almost didn't catch it in time. I got to the mute button in time. He gets invited back to McAfee's home in Clark, New Jersey. Since Kai had spent the previous night sleeping at the Port Authority bus terminal, he agreed to go back to Gaffey's home. Gaffey told Kai that he would buy him a train ticket the next day, and he did. This is Clark, New Jersey. So you can see it's pretty close to New York City. New York City is like Times Square's up here. Probably around here. Have you guys ever been to the Port Authority, by the way? I have. The Port Authority in New York City is a kind of creepy place. A little side tangent. When I was in college, the first time I was in college, I went to college twice because I, first time didn't work out. Just put it that way. I had to grow up a little bit before I could finish college. The first time did not work out. I had a friend named Gabe, and he was from New York, but like upstate New York. Cohoes, New York, actually is the name of the town he was from. And he would go back home in the summer times, and he invited me to go visit him in New York. Now, this was just a friend. We weren't like boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. For whatever reason, I've had a lot. I'm not friends with a lot of girls. Like number 2 is pretty much it as far as friends who are girls, like in real life friends who are girls. A lot of my best friends have my whole life been men, boys, I just don't get along with girls very much. Anyway, he's back home in Cohoes, New York. He says, come to New York for a week in the summertime. You can see my hometown. It's like a little small hometown, very cute, Cohoes, New York. But in order to get there, I had to take a plane to New York City and then take a Greyhound bus to Albany. And then him and his mom picked me up from Albany. There was a time difference. I flew into Newark and took a train, I believe, to the Port Authority, and maybe it was a bus. I don't remember how I got from Elizabeth, New Jersey, which is where the airport is in New Jersey, to the Port Authority, but I did. And then I had 5 hours before my bus left to go to Albany. And I had never been to New York City before. So me being like 20 years old and, bulletproof, basically said, I'm going to go explore New York City by myself as a 20-something girl. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm from Chicago. New York City ain't nothing. And I asked a person, just a rando in the Port Authority bus station, like, hey, what's around here that I could see, like touristy type stuff? And they said, well, Times Square is near here. And also what's the big park? Central Park. So I decide I'm going to take a cab through Times Square to Central Park and walk around Central Park by myself. In the 90s, by the way, this is like the late 90s. What was I thinking? I didn't die. I don't know if you know this, but I did not die, but it was close. I met up with some people. I smoked some weed from a stranger. I drank beer out of a paper bag walking down the street of New York, and then I went and caught my bus. I don't know how I didn't end up dead. I walked around Central Park with these strangers that I met, these young people, and got high and drunk in New York City. That was very dangerous. Is my mom here? Hopefully she's not. Don't listen to this story, Mom. That never happened. I just made it all up. Never happened, Mom. Anywho. That's the first time I flew first class, too, by the way. And not because I'm rich, because my sister worked for United Airlines at the time and got me a free upgrade. End of tangent. Anyway, so Clark, is down here. So not too far away from New York City. He takes Kai back to his house in Clark, New Jersey. Since Kai had spent the previous night sleeping on the floor of the bus terminal, the Port Authority bus terminal, Gaffey had no idea who Kai was. He believed he was just some homeless kid nobody cared about. And Kai thought Gaffey knew exactly who he was, and that's why he was opening up his home to him. Both of these men were wrong. Neither of them were correct. Gaffey had no idea who Kai was, and Kai was wrong because Gaffey did not invite him back to his house because he was nice and he knew who Kai was. He invited him back to his house because he was a predator. In my opinion, allegedly. After arriving to Gaffey's home in Clark, the two ate dinner and drank a few beers. One of the things Kai says in one of the interviews that I watched with Kai is that he thought it was odd that Gaffey would not let him drink the beer out of the bottle. He insisted that it was poured into a glass. I'm going to put his picture back up here so you can see this predator, allegedly, in my opinion. As soon as dinner was over, they drank a couple of beers, and almost immediately, Kai felt unusually tired. Like, more so, like, this is not somebody who's having their first beer who it's going to affect them. Like, Kai drank and smoked and stuff all the time. It shouldn't have affected him the way that it did. So Kai says, hey, where's the guest room? Gaffey shows him the guest room. Kai went to sleep almost immediately. When Kai woke up on Sunday morning, he felt unusually groggy. He looked in the mirror and there was some sort of like dried substance on his face. And Kai, being the trusting guy that he is, just chalked it up to like, oh, it's probably drool. I slept really hard. I probably drooled. There's probably drool on my face. It was not drool, by the way. We'll get to that. It was not drool. Either way, he was weirded out. He washes his face. He was weirded out, and he calls a friend to pick him up. The friend never shows up. And so he asked Gaffey, because he's a very trusting guy, and he thought there's no way what I think happened. So he calls Gaffey, or he asks Gaffey, hey, can I stay another night? And Gaffey is like, yes, absolutely, you can stay another night. So they spend the day together, and then after dinner, once again, that reminded me to check Rumble. Hello, Rumble people. Say hello to me in the chat so I know you're actually there. It says there's like 20 of you over there, but there's only one person chatting. So please, if you're on Rumble right now, say hello to me. On Twitch, too. I'm not seeing any Twitch people, although it only says there's 2 people watching there, so who knows? So Sunday, after dinner, again, he's feeling unusually tired immediately after he drinks the beer after dinner. And he passes out, just like passes right out in the living room. But this time, he did not sleep all the way through the night. He woke up very late in the night on Sunday night still in Gaffey's bedroom, with Gaffey on top of him. Kai's got no clothes on, so he had been undressed, and Gaffey is in the process of raping him right then and there. So Kai, coming out of a drugged state, he obviously put something like, something was in the drink. He's pulling a Bill Cosby over here, and he starts fighting and just beating this guy off of him. Just is all of the strength that he could muster, just started beating this man. Turns out he killed him. He beat him to death. Kai didn't realize this till later, that he beat him to death. He just thought he beat the heck out of him. So after he doesn't show up, Gaffey doesn't show up to work the next day, his coworkers are like, that's unusual. We can't get him on the phone. He's not showing up to work. What's going on here? So they send the police to do like a welfare check, and they find Gaffey's dead on his bedroom floor pants down, allegedly, had done bad things to Kai. I keep saying allegedly because I don't want to get into any legal trouble. So the police start investigating this homicide. He obviously was murdered, right? And they find on his phone a text exchange between Kai and Gaffey. They find his contact information. They go back and find the CCTV footage of Gaffey and Kai meeting up at the train station and buying the ticket. So the police, Kai maintains that he killed Gaffey in self-defense, obviously, but the police put out to the media, Kai, the hatchet-wielding hitchhiker, is wanted for murder. Puts it out to the media. I don't even know if Kai knew that this was happening. Like I said, he was living, like he was homeless basically at the time. And so I'm not sure he was watching TV or whatever. So I don't even think he knew that he murdered the guy until he was picked up on murder charges. But some lady in Pennsylvania finds or sees Kai and calls the police and said, hey, he's here at this diner or whatever. And they come and pick him up. Kai maintains that he killed Gaffey in self-defense, but the police don't believe him. Here's some strange things about this story that really rub me the wrong way. One, the prosecutor who put out the warrant for Kai's arrest had worked with Gaffey in the past. So they knew each other. They were friends. The judge in Kai's case, also in that community, knew each other. They were friends. The police did not investigate the sexual assault at all. Not only did they not investigate the sexual assault, they destroyed evidence that would have proven the sexual assault. They put the glasses that the beer was drunk in, that you could have detected if there was date rape drugs in there, in the dishwasher and hit start. They ran the dang dishwasher, erasing the evidence of any drugging going on there. They didn't do a rape kit. Immediately when Kai was picked up, he said, I was raped by this guy. They did not take him to the hospital and do a rape kit like they would do in any other case. In any other case, if it was a woman who was raped, they would definitely do a rape kit. They didn't do this at all. They didn't test the carpet next to the bed where his body was found for like sex fluids and stuff. They just ignored the fact that Kai was saying, I was raped. I was brutally raped and I was defending myself. Now, I don't know that he was defending himself or not. All I know is that the police didn't check it out at all, which is horrible. I can't say one way or another. I wasn't there. The prosecutor in the case believed that Kai was a dangerous suspect and that he is to be held on $3 million bond after his first appearance in court. So after Kai's arrest in 2013, he was imprisoned for over a year. Over a year. Or sorry. Totally wrong. Not over a year. Over 5 years. I can read my own notes. It says April 1st, and I saw the one, and I got confused, guys. Yeah, they did the laundry, too. Big Bork, Little Bite. They absolutely did. I'm going to play a little video that's supposed to come later, but I'm going to play this little video for you real quick. This is a preview to a documentary that was made about Kai. So I do want you guys to see that, but I'm having a sneezing fit right now, so I gotta go take care of that.
Hatchet hero.
This dude went from this heroic, beautiful person to wanted for murder.
An absolute bizarre scene here in West Fresno. A man plows his car into a PG&E worker, pinning him against his truck.
Two women are trying to help him. He runs up and he grabs one of them, man. So I f***ing ran up behind him with a hatchet. Smash, smash, smash.
Everyone around the world wanted a piece of this kid.
How do you know this guy?
The internet, man. Is that really you?
How did it make you feel, though, being this viral sensation?
I'm not a virus. I'm a sensation. I'm Kai.
Most people that are heroes are not homeless people. There was something funny about him and kind of cute and sweet and innocent.
He has such an endearing quality. There's so much charisma.
Before I say anything else, I want to say no matter what you've done, you deserve respect. Even if you make mistakes, you're worthwhile.
If you're going to glorify someone, you better know who you're glorifying.
Kai, the hatchet-wielding hitchhiker, he's been arrested for allegedly taking the life of a man in New Jersey.
There was no forced entry, but under the computer is a phone number with the name Lawrence Kai. Made you stop and think, could he be responsible for something like this?
Part of me wondered what actually happened that day in Fresno. Was this him being the hero or not?
I'm better now. I had to take care of my sinus issue. So they do this whole documentary, and they don't even they kind of touch on the fact that Gaffey sexually assaulted him, but this is the whole defense in this case, and they totally breeze over all of the stuff that I told you about Kai being abused as a child, about Kai being assaulted by this man, like all of the things that that pulled on your heartstrings about Kai and the life that he led. They kind of just glossed over. They mention it and then just move on about how he's this murderer and stuff. So if you do decide to watch the Netflix documentary about this case, please keep in mind that when you're watching a documentary, there are two sides to every story, and they are only telling you one side. And that's with any documentary, but especially I found in this case. Let's watch the rest of this preview.
Smash!
Hitting somebody in the head with a hatchet 3 times, blunt side or not, is violent.
Smash!
When it comes to a certain situation, a pressure, you either become a diamond or you get crushed.
Smash!
So that's out now on Netflix if you guys want to check that out. Just please keep in mind, any documentary ever, they're telling you their side, not both sides. Following his so he goes to prison, or to jail, not to prison, from 2013 till April 1st of 2019. Almost 4 years of the time that Kai was in jail, they put him in solitary confinement. This harkens back to the time where his mom would lock him in a room for 20 hours a day. It's devastating to be locked in solitary confinement, and it's devastating to be locked in solitary confinement after having the trauma of being locked up when you were a child. So while Kai was in solitary confinement, he would take out law books from the law library that they have in any jail or prison. And he realized that his rights were violated. Following his law studies, Lawrence, which is what they're calling him in this article that I'm reading, I'm going to go back to call him Kai. I am changing it. I'm changing their article. Kai reportedly filed state and federal lawsuits claiming that the authorities violated his right to due process. The police failed to gather evidence of the sexual assault that Kai said happened. The most egregious act was that the police ran the dishwasher, erasing any evidence of Gaffey drugging Kai. Kai took the stand in his own defense and was combative during cross-examination. He had an outburst during his defense lawyer's closing arguments, nearly leading to his expulsion from the courtroom. Does this remind you of anyone? It reminds me of what's his face? The parade guy getting expelled from the courtroom. So he was as mentally unstable as that dude. What's that dude's name? Tell me in the chat that dude's name. The sovereign citizen from Wisconsin. So a jury found him guilty of first-degree murder, and he was sentenced to 57 years in prison. Brooks, yes. Darnell, was it? Darnell Brooks? That is correct. Christo, you're being entered into the drawing for getting that correct and letting me know. Christo. Thank you very much. See how easy it is to get into the drawing around here? Roughly 43.5 years after accounting for the 5 years he spent in jail pre-trial, which is crazy. 5 years. If you guys want to hear about how bad the system is, go back and watch my episode with North Georgia Audits. He came on my show to tell me about him being in jail for 2 years here in Georgia. 2 years on charges that he was found innocent on almost immediately. The jury debated for like 10 minutes or something like that. Go back and watch that episode. I'm just telling you from my memory, but that story was crazy. His rights were violated as well. And in my opinion, he should be suing the state of Georgia. That's just me. Just like Kai is suing everybody involved in his case. Gaffey was 73 years old at the time of his death, and during the sentencing, the judge said, when you become eligible for parole, you will still be younger than Mr. Gaffey was when you murdered him. Keep in mind, this judge was friends with Gaffey. They worked together. The Kai ended up appealing the decision in August of 2021, but it was the sentence was upheld. Now, I'm going to take calls today because number 2 was supposed to be on the show today, but she's not feeling so swell, so you all are going to fill in with her. Keep in mind, if you do decide to come up and talk to me about this case, you will be entered into the drawing. Anybody who contributes to the show. Did I miss? I missed something. I missed a gift membership. Thank you very much, Erica. While you guys are getting in here, I will do the little treat for Xena. Thank you very, very much. I put the link to come up. You don't have to have your camera on. You can just be audio only if you would like. Our new member today is, drum roll please, Raven Darkstar. Raven, welcome, and I hope you can join us for the next game night. It will be in a month from now. We do a game night once a month. This is a new thing, but we're going to do it once a month, a game night where the members will come up, we will play a game. Everybody else can watch and play at home, but if you want to actually play the game with us and hang out, You need to be a member for that. A member or friend of the show. The reason I say friend of the show is because people like Horatius, who I invited, Life to the Max, who actually bought me the game, they contribute so much to the show that they don't need to be a member as well. Like, if they want to be, that'd be great. But Life to the Max actually bought me the game, so she's going to be invited every single time until she shows up. Did anybody want to call in? Let me know. We'll do that one more time, just in case. I know there's a delay, so let me see if I had any other videos to show you guys. Sorry, I did that video kind of out of order, mainly because I was having a sneezing attack. Oh, we have another donation? Am I missing stuff? It doesn't say that I did. Maybe I'm behind. I don't know. Oh, I did. Big Bork says 2 things: fix sinus and zapping, News Now Voodoo, and puppy treats. Let me put that up on the screen. All right, we'll do a couple of treats for Xena. Please call in. Don't leave me hanging like this. What the heck? Hey, Xena. I have something for you. You're going to love it. By the way, if you guys want to send Xena Christmas gifts, my address is in my it's in the whatchamacallit, channel description. All right, Xena. This is from Big Bork and her little Borks. Thank you. You're so sweet. Did it poop? And this one's from Erica. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. I guess nobody's going to call in, so we'll do this. So, if you want to, I updated my channel description recently, so I'm going to tell you guys about it because I would assume that's not stuff people check all the time. Bring number 2 up here while we're doing this. Or is that number 2? Number 2, did you want to come up? I just saw you pop in. But I don't know if it's because you wanted to come up. Tell me in the private chat. I don't know if you just left and came back or if you came back because you wanted to come up. So, if you want to support my work, you can do Rumble Rant, Subscribe Star. I don't really do. I'm going to take that out of there. Nobody really does Subscribe Star because we're channel members now. We're monetized. If I ever get demonetized again, we can go back to doing the Subscribe Star. My address is 4290 Bells Ferry Road, Suite 134-60 in Kennesaw, Georgia, 30144. Feel free to send Xena actual like dog treats or whatever instead of buying them for $2 at a time. Or you can send gifts if you would like to number 2 or myself. You can email me at katiezed99@gmail.com. That's KATIEZED 99@gmail.com. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all the links are there. One thing that I did want to point out is I have charities in here that I do support. I personally support. So if you're feeling generous, you can donate to them directly, or just know that anytime you donate to me, a portion of that goes to these charities because these are charities that I donate to yearly. One of them is Marietta Pal, and they're an organization that helps underprivileged kids in my area. And they do an event twice a year. They do one for back to school and they do one for Christmas where they give out back to school supplies for children. A lot of times very families that don't have a whole lot of money can't afford the school supply list, so they take care of that for them, and then they do Christmas gifts at Christmas. RAINN, it's RAINN.org, tests untested rape kits. Definitely check them out. PPAC 9 organization. Like I said, all the links are in my channel description. They buy bulletproof vests for canine dogs. I like that. The Alzheimer's organization is in there, and also secondchancer.org. That is the charity that gentleman, Jesse, Second Chancer, I had him on the show a couple months ago, but he started that charity, and it helps people who are recently out of prison to get back to life. Like, it helps find them homes, it helps find them jobs, things like that, where it helps make them productive members of society so they don't have to go back to committing crimes. Number 2, you're on the air.
Hi, everybody.
So what did you think of this story? I knew you knew a little bit about it, but I didn't send you the notes ahead of time because you were sick the last few days. So I knew you weren't coming on.
Yeah, I didn't know most of this stuff. I'm sorry, I still sound like a man, but so just look past that. But there's a lot going on with the story that I didn't know. Like, I feel bad for the dude. Like, I think he was taken advantage. Like, his kindness was exploited in so many ways, and he was defending himself.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. They really, I don't know. He was really done wrong.
I think the fact that they just got rid of evidence. Geez, I'm starting to sound like a man too. I sound like that woman from last night or from Friday who crashed your car.
Go like back the first time I've laughed today, so thank you.
If you don't know what we're talking about, go back and watch the Friday Night Crime from Friday. It's up there on the Rumble channel. Definitely check that out.
That was funny. That was pretty funny.
So
yeah, Jimmy Kimmel is a piece of dookie.
I'm telling you what, I skipped around because I didn't want to get a copyright. I'm not going to monetize this anyway, but I don't want to get a copyright strike. But my point is, go back and watch that whole thing. It is horrible. They're just making fun of him. And he doesn't even realize it. He's such a nice guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he did kill somebody, but I probably would be in the same predicament that he's in if that happens to me. He was drugged. The dude was drugged.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly that.
That's so bad.
Well, allegedly, according to him, they have no evidence of that because
they destroyed it.
Here's the thing is that's what he said from the start. It's not like a lot of times they criminals, that is when I say they, I mean criminals will come up with a story after the fact to match the evidence. But he was saying this from the start. Now, in my opinion, he should have never left. Like, that made him look guilty. I think that's why the jury found him guilty, because he left. He just took off. He didn't wait around and say, hey, I just beat this guy up, because he didn't know he killed him yet. I just beat this guy up in self-defense. We need to get an ambulance, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what should have happened. That didn't happen. He just ran away, and he thought he was just going to live off from town to town, hitchhiking or whatever. The issue is he was so recognizable at that point, that was never going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That's just sad.
If anybody else wants to call in, please do that now.
Yeah, I'm a really bad caller inner tonight.
I know you're not feeling good. I understand, but I appreciate you calling in. I was planning on going till 7 because normally when I have a guest on, we do talking in between, but I blew through this so fast that I have another half an hour if anybody wants to chit chat about this or any of the other cases that I've covered. I will. Oh, are you in? I don't see you in here.
Me?
No.
So your mama was trying to figure out how to
Hello?
You have somebody.
I do. Is this
Oh,
Smith?
I don't know.
Hello? Are you here?
Oh, hello? You got somebody. I do. Is this Smith?
All right, I'm not sure who that is because they didn't put their name in, so I thought it was just a repeat. So whoever that is, when you come back on camera, I will pull you up. That's weird. I thought that was you. I thought it looked like your house.
It did look like my house, but I'm like,
I
wait,
thought that
my
was
Christmas
you.
tree's not there. Did Abby take down my Christmas tree real quick?
I wonder who that is. Somebody's backstage. Smith, I don't see you backstage. If you're here, call disconnect and do it again because you're not backstage. I will put it again in the thing. That's weird if that's not you. I don't know who that is. Interesting. Anywho, what about any of the other cases? I kind of touched on a few of them tonight. The second chancer one. Like, what was your favorite episode? I was going back. All right, here, like, just totally tangent here. I was going through my old episodes and realizing I haven't uploaded them as videos because I didn't do that until I figured out how the algorithm works and stuff like that. What do you think about me uploading like once a week one of my old episodes? Do you think that's too embarrassing for me? Like how bad I was when I first started?
No, because I think that you have a really your idea of yourself is really bad.
It
But
is,
even when
yeah.
you first started, you weren't super bad. So I think that is not a bad idea.
The very, very first live stream that is not online anymore, by the way, that one will never see the light of day. Do you remember that?
Even for the first live stream, it wasn't as bad as it could be.
Ew, it's so cringy. Oh, it's so cringy.
There's definitely a learning curve.
Maybe I will put it up as like a members only thing. All right,
That's an idea.
Smith is here. Did you want to hang out or did you
I'm
want to?
I'm gonna hang up.
Okay. I'll
Okay.
see you later. Bye. Hi, Smith. How are you?
Not bad, Katie. How are you? And
good.
hello to all of your regulars.
Yes, they're all here today. Wonderful. And Xena, of course, is here.
Oh yeah, Xena is on.
What did you think of this case? Had you heard of it before?
No, I had not. I mean, let's admit it. The kid's kind of a knucklehead.
Yes, absolutely.
But anyone who puts paid to a rapist, they are blameless in my book. I'm sorry.
I think for that he was, like I said during the episode, it is his word against, like, there's no evidence, but it's also because the cops deleted the evidence. So it is allegedly that this guy was a rapist. I personally, in my heart, believe that he was a rapist. So I don't think Kai should be in jail at all for that anyway.
It really burns my ass that the cops turned on the dishwasher, but then still pursued the kid.
Yeah, exactly. Washed the clothes, turned on the dishwasher, did not test the carpet, like where the assault happened. Didn't test the carpet, didn't test the like he was assaulted in the guest room the night before, so they could have gotten evidence from there. They were saying that that they didn't have to test it because there was sex, but it was consensual and Kai was getting paid for it, which was not true. There's no evidence of a transaction of money. Only a train ticket was bought. So, like, you're going to have sex with a man, even though you're not gay, for a train ticket? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense at all.
No, it doesn't. Not a bit.
Exactly.
Let's hope the boy wises up while he's in jail and comes out a little less trusting.
Yeah.
And goes on to live a happy life.
Well, and I'm hoping that he wins some of these lawsuits. He's in the process now of suing. Well, he's basically suing a lot of people, but the one where his rights were violated, I hope that that lawsuit is won. And like
Yep.
the frauditors and the sovereign citizen stuff, they always talk about their rights being violated. They don't talk about these sort of cases where people's rights actually are being violated. You know?
Frauditors are knuckleheads that go out trying to start shit. They're every one of
Yes.
them.
Exactly. Yep. Anyway, I'm gonna ask you, because I asked number 2 as well. Do you have a favorite episode or favorite story that you've heard me tell?
Oh. I heard a bunch of them. But the one about the 2 girls in Indiana,
Oh, the Delphi case.
that hangs
Okay.
with me.
Yeah. Hopefully we get a conclusion to that case coming up next year. And number 2 and I will definitely cover that. As you know, she lives quite near to there. We went there because I went to visit her and it's close to her house. But having a case so close to you like that when you have girls that age really hits home. And one of her daughters is my goddaughter, so it kind of hits home for me as well, you know.
Well, when I was a teenager,
Mhm.
there was a girl in my neighborhood. She might have been 11 or 12.
Mhm.
Her name was Shay Sims. And she was molested and killed by the brother of a guy I knew in school.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was
What was the name? I might look into that.
his name was Matt Funke.
Huh.
Funke.
Okay.
And the little girl's name was
Shay Sims.
She Sims.
Okay.
With 2 M's.
I'll look into that one and see if there's enough to cover. Definitely.
It messed up everybody for miles and miles around.
Yeah, I bet. Did you have any closing thoughts on the case we talked about today?
No, except I hope that boy gets his mind right and doesn't come out a hater.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it was good talking to you. You're entered into the drawing. You are a member, by the way, so hopefully you can make it to the next game night. That was a lot of fun last night.
But let's hope he makes it out.
Absolutely. All right. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
All right. Thank you, Katie.
Bye. Caller, you're on the air. Oh, that is you. Number 2. That is your house. Wow. She didn't even know it was her house. I thought it looked familiar. I'm sorry. I thought that was another person that was calling in. Oh, wow. Okay. So that was pretty funny. That's the show today, guys. Thank you very much for coming. Next week we have coming up the TD case. It's a Christmas story, a Christmas horrible Christmas story, but we will look into that next week, Sunday eve or afternoons, 4:30 Eastern, and I hope to see you all there. Don't forget to sign up at or to get your merchandise at katiez.com. You can do a buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/katiez. Please, I'm going to put this one more time in the chat. I would like you all to go over to my Rumble and subscribe there because I'm trying to grow that audience. Where is it? There it is. Copy. Paste. If you could, please, if you have a Rumble account, if you don't, make a Rumble account and go over to Rumble. I'm trying to grow that audience. Rumble seems to be a good platform, and I enjoy streaming over there. I'm so sorry, number 2. I really didn't know it was you until after I turned on the camera. My bad. We have lots of fun stuff coming up in the month of December. We have the TD case, like I said, on the 17th, the 24th, we're talking about Pearl Jam and the song Jeremy. On the 31st, we're talking about Polly, the song by Nirvana. These are all at 4:30 Eastern. So I know New Year's Eve people have stuff to do, but we're doing it at 4:30. It's going to be a quick one, and then you all can get out to your New Year's Eve parties. You can hang out with me talking about Nirvana while you're getting ready to go out for New Year's Eve. On the 1st of January, it's my husband's birthday. So please come on the 31st and go in the chat and wish him a happy birthday. He's turning old on the 1st of January. Have a good night, guys. We will see you next time. Bye.